inside Thursday night. How's it going? Alright, strip back, good crack, multi-trade podcast. Share the knowledge you know, help to make our sector grow. Everybody's learning from experts and the journeyman. Insights.
Alright, what's the story? It's Stephen Buckley here, and I'm back for the final overload segment of 2025. But before we wrap up this year, I just want to take a few minutes just to properly reflect on what 2025 has been for Insight, the Stripped Back podcast, because honestly, it's been some year. When we started this podcast, the whole idea was simple: real conversations, stripped back, honest, and rooted in the trade community. But, like I always say, open to everyone. And somehow this year, that idea has grown far beyond what either of us ever imagined. 2025 has been a year of growth. That's a growth in listeners, a growth in the reach that we have, a growth in the confidence that myself and Keith have gained, and a growth in belief, a belief that this platform genuinely matters to people. We've been incredibly lucky with the guests we've had on, not just this year, but throughout the whole seasons from 24 right up until the end of 2025. People who trusted us with their stories, their experiences, their struggles, and their successes. Conversations that didn't just skim the surface, but actually went deep into business, deep into mental health, education, leadership, failures, resilience, and just life in general. Some of the most notable conversations this year weren't about job titles or achievements. They were about people, about what it's really like behind the scenes, the pressures of running a business, the loneliness that can come from leadership, the pride in the trade, the fear of burnout, and the importance of purpose. And that's what's most prevalent and what I and Keith are most proud of. That this podcast continues to be a space where people feel safe to be honest. None of that happens without support, and the support we've received this year has been unbelievable. From the messages online, the comments, the DMs, sharing of the podcast, voice notes from the listeners, and to the listeners who tune in every week, whether you're listening on site, in the van, or on your commute, or just by yourself late at night, we want to thank you, because it's you who've helped this podcast reach the heights it has done so on the charts. And I do want to just pause here for a second and just say how proud we are to have reached the number 1 spot again this December in the Apple Business and Careers chart. That's not something that we take lightly. That's not something that we feel entitled to every year. That's something that only happens because people choose to listen. They choose to engage and they choose to support what we're building. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts, genuinely. Another huge highlight for 2025 was the Insight Trades Awards. What started as an idea, a way to shine light on the people in the industry who often go unrecognised, turned into something really, really special. The response was incredible. The number of nominations, the level of engagement, the passion behind the voting. It just showed us just how much pride exists within the trade community. So to everybody who took the time to nominate someone, to vote, to share it and celebrate their peers, we thank you. And to the brands and individual companies who backed the categories and supported the awards, your belief in what we're trying to do made a massive difference. You didn't just sponsor a category, you backed the people, the stories and the standards within the industry. And it means a lot to us and a lot to everybody who was involved. We also need to acknowledge something that goes beyond podcasting, and that's the charity appeal that we did this year in December, raising money for the Magic of Christmas charity. So to everyone who got involved, donated, shared, supported the cause, thank you. Every bit of that €900 that was raised goes directly towards helping vulnerable people and families this Christmas, at a time of year that can be incredibly difficult for so many. That support will genuinely make a massive difference. And that's through the power of community. That's the power of people coming together for something bigger than themselves. So I guess now we'll look ahead, 2026. To me and to Keith, it feels big, bigger than ever. There are real shifts in play behind the scenes, conversations that are being had, new ideas, bigger ambitions, more ways to grow this platform while staying true to what it's always been about: authenticity, honesty, and meaningful conversations. So look, the podcast is evolving, the community is growing, and the opportunities ahead are exciting. And one thing we're especially hopeful for is that the Inside Trades Awards will become an in-person event in 2026. So all going well, that will happen. A proper night where people come from across the industry together, celebrate with each other, and recognise the talent, the graft and the pride that exists right across the trades. That's the goal, and we'll work hard to make that happen, hopefully with a bit of help. So before I finish up, I need to say a massive thank you to my co-host Keith. Keith isn't here for this recording, but I couldn't let this episode end without acknowledging him. The time, the energy, the commitment he gives to this podcast while also running his own business is unbelievable. The balance he manages, the effort he puts in, and the belief he has in this platform is something I genuinely respect. Without Keith, this podcast wouldn't be what it is. It wouldn't sound the same, it wouldn't feel the same, and it certainly wouldn't be the same for me. So thank you, Keith. So as we come into Christmas and the New Year, I just want to say this to anybody listening: please look after yourself, look after the people around you, and don't be afraid to reach out if you're struggling. As I said before, you're not weak for asking for help, you're just human. This time of year can be tough, especially in the trade community. The pressures don't disappear just because it's Christmas. So check in on your mates, check in on your colleagues and your family. And if you need support yourself, please speak up. I want to wish every single one of you a very happy Christmas and a happy New Year. Nulla Conadiv Galair. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Thank you for listening. Thank you for believing in what we do. We will be back in 2026, bigger, bolder, and still stripped back. So to close out this final episode of the year, we're going to play a collection of voice notes sent in by you, the listeners, with your messages, your positivity, and your well wishes. From us at the Insight Strip Back podcast, thank you and enjoy. Take it easy.
Hey up, Stephen and Keith. What an amazing year you two lads have had. It's been great watching you go from strength to strength on the podcast. Seeing you get out there, win awards, champion the trades, and just be great advocates for apprentices. Can't wait to see what you've got to come next year. Really looking forward to it, and fingers crossed I'll get to do an interview in the studio. Ta-da.
Just wanted to say a big happy Christmas to the lads that run the Inside the Strip Back podcast, and a big thanks for all the great content this year, and especially for me who got to win Apprentice of the Year. They do an absolute great job of showing a good insight into what goes on with trades and really do great work with mental health and highlighting that. So I just want to wish them all the best for next year and hopefully be a guest.
Happy Christmas, Stephen and Keith. Jay here from Carolachel. Just want to say a big thanks to you all. It's amazing to see what, from an idea, has sprouted such a big podcast and following for yourselves. You have your own studio now, the awards and everything else. It's gone from strength to strength, and hopefully 2026 will bring us even more. And well done again.
Hey guys, I hope you're good, and hello to everyone that's out there listening to the podcast. It's really important to remember a couple of things at this time of year, no matter what situation you're in. Whatever's been and gone this year, the hard times, the problems, the money, strains, stresses, anything, they've been and gone. You can't deal with them any more than you have done or you've tried to. And today, or Christmas or New Year, is all about a fresh start and being with your friends and your family. And it doesn't matter what's underneath the tree or even necessarily what's on the table for that dinner. It's all about family time and taking a bit of time out for yourselves. And moving forward, take a situation from this year and learn from it and adapt to overcome things in the future. We all work in an industry where we've learnt what we learn, and the skills that we've developed have been learnt by the mistakes, and that's what's really important to understand about anything in life. So enjoy Christmas, enjoy the new year, make the new year some new targets and new goals, and go out there. And if you have to make mistakes and you have to fall over a couple of times to achieve those goals, it's not the end of the world. So best of luck to everyone for 2026. Have a cracking Christmas, and remember that if you're struggling or you need some help, reach out to a friend or a family if you need to, because there's always people out there who will listen or be able to point you in the right direction, someone that can help you.
How are we getting on? Ross here, Ross Aircon. Massive shout out to Stephen and Keith. They've kept this up, one episode every week for well over a year now. Great listen, great watch every single time. They hosted the Trade Awards, which is the first big thing for Irish tradespeople. What legends. I hope everyone has a great Christmas. Stephen, Keith, thank you very much. And yeah, have a good one, guys. Catch us all in the new year.
How's things? Just jumping on here just to say a massive thanks to Snickers Workwear Ireland and Hulter Force Group for their continued support of Insight, the Strip Back podcast with myself and Stephen throughout 2025. Massive thanks to Holly, Lindsay and Ray for the Hulter Force Group. The support means a lot to us, and I suppose it means a lot to the wider trade community as well. Myself and Stephen really appreciate the support, and it also helps us to keep the podcast real, relevant and built for people within the trades. So again, thanks very much for the support in 2025. Long may it last, and hopefully into 2026 we can do great things together. Thanks very much.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Key. And look, with that, we just want to say a massive thank you to everybody at Robust Lighting for their continued support of the podcast through the last couple of years, giving us the studio space and allowing the podcast to grow into what it is today. We appreciate everything that you have done for us, and we look forward to working together as we go forward into the new year. Merry Christmas everyone at Robust, and Happy New Year.
A brilliant podcast altogether. Excellent listening to the different perspectives on different trades and different jobs. Altogether entertaining, educational and very insightful. Boom. Keep that one.
How's it going? We're almost there. 3-4 more days. It's all done. The graft they've put in for the last couple of weeks, the pressure that you've been under. The end is almost there. You can see it. So go get it. Enjoy it. We'll do it all again next year. Even though we promised ourselves we wouldn't do it again. But we do it every year. For the love of the job, for the love of the family, you deserve it. Have a great Christmas.
I just want to say a huge thank you for letting me come onto the podcast in 2025. March, you let me get my word out there and you let me be heard by literally, potentially millions of people. I just want to say a huge thank you, guys. Listen, the industry, all industries should be thankful for guys like you. You are proper, absolutely virtuous men, gentlemen in a world basically that just, well, look, there's not many people like you out there. And I hope that sometimes you give yourselves a pat on the back. I know you don't do it for your own egos. You are literally, I know why you're doing this. We've spoke in person together in the same room, and I just want to say a massive thank you for all the goodness and kindness that you do for everybody else. I think it's sometimes really, really important that you give yourselves a pat on the back for everything that you do. Next year, can we have an artist category? I don't mind coming fifth, but can we at least just have an artist category? And as I say, what you guys do for the industry and what you guys do for many industries and for individuals, small, big, large, in between platforms, you allow people to be heard. You've allowed someone like myself to be heard, and it's been amazing to listen to many of your podcasts on YouTube, on Instagram and on many other platforms all year. And you're just really selfless. You give other people a voice when they don't have one. I just want to say a massive thank you again. I wish you and all of your families, both of your families and yourselves, a massive magical 2026 from Andy Artist. Andy Artist, that's me. There comes a time in everyone's life when, you know, you've got to pay respect and give people gratitude, and you guys, I don't think, probably get enough. And I just want to turn around and say, look, without people like you, people like me, the small man in the world, can never be heard or seen. And you certainly elevated my platform thousands and thousands of times. I just wanted to say, guys, thank you for being genuine gentlemen in a world where we struggle to see the gentlemen and real beautiful women in our world sometimes, but you guys shine out like a beacon, like the North Star, inside the Stripped Back podcast. Thank you to you guys. You are absolute feckin' legends. One love. Peace out.
One thing to remember, there's a lot of negativity out there. It's never been a better time to be an electrician, so don't get bogged down on all the bad stuff, because the people that don't do it right will never do it right. But yeah, it's never been easier in our industry nowadays, so it's good to have these conversations and keep a positive outlook on stuff. So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Hi, Ruth, the HVAC girl over here. Just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, and tradies unite. We build this country. Let's go, lads.
I just want to wish the both of you and all your listeners a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I genuinely hope that everybody has an amazing Christmas and that 2026 is going to be their busiest year yet. Thanks again for everything that you have done for the industry. You are paving the way, lads, and as you know, I'm a massive supporter, and I'll always be there to support you throughout. So, from me, Richie Doyle, Carpenter of the Year 2025. Happy Christmas. Peace out.